Hey, it's Craig, WJ6F. Have you been looking at getting into Meshtastic or Meshcore? If so, Meshnology's got just the item for you. They're not very expensive, easy to use, easy to set up, and I'm going to show you how to do it, beginning with the N30, the N33, and the N35, and we'll get to it right after this. On Facebook, there is a new Meshcore group called Meshcore USA, and there'll be a link to it in the description area. At the time of filming this video, the N30 is going for $26.99. You can get it either as the case, you can get it in black, white, or red. They have different degrees. Right now they're all coming with the V3 from Heltec. Just a little brief overview on them. A couple of videos. They have an installation instruction for them. It's really simple to do, and I'll show you how to put that together in a few. Some of their specs, like the node chip is an SX1262, USB serial clip, CP2102, shows the different frequencies, max transmit power, and the header pins. And you can get a 2-pack from them. Comes with everything you need to get going. The N33, same thing, uses the same board, the Heltec V3. It's going for $31.99. You can get it in red, blue, or green. You may be able to get something similar with the new Heltec V4. Again, you got the map, the pinout, and the specs. Everything's going to be the same. The only thing that changes is the case and the battery size. Like this one uses a 3000 milliamp hour battery. The N30 is using an 1100 milliamp hour battery. And then the N35 also uses a 3000 milliamp hour battery, also using the Heltec V3 board. You can get a different color on there. They got this twilight purple, if that's your cup of tea. The one I have, red. It just shows the difference in the standard Heltec V3 case and what Meshnology has created, and it's a great compact unit. It's sturdy. Gives you the specs again on the V3 board and where everything is. And again, instructions on how to put this together. First device we're going to start with is the N30. With these kits, you get everything you need. You have the case, a couple pieces of double-sided tape for the battery, window for the front here. You got the Heltec V3 and an 1100 milliamp hour battery. First things first, when hooking these things up, make sure you have the antenna connected before plugging in the battery. Because from what I understand, if you plug in the battery first and it tries to transmit, it'll fry the board. And that goes for all the Meshtastic boards. Inside this case, you have the antenna, everything you need to hook up the antenna. They give you a spare battery wire. We won't be needing that. They also give you a spare antenna if you're using the little Heltec case. And then they give you a couple of the jumper sets. And of course the board itself. So first things first, we're going to hook up the antenna. And the way you hook up the antenna, not sure how well you can see it, there's a little gold circle right here. That's where this will connect. It's kind of a pain, especially when you have fat fingers like I do. It's not overly simple. In theory it is, but there you go. You can hear it click in there, and it'll rotate to help you better guide where you need the antenna to go. Then let's go and take your case apart. I've heard different ways of doing this. Sometimes what you have to do is stick a tool or something in here and just push it out. And once you get that in there, make sure that it would be right with the window. We should be okay. And we've got the USB-C in the hole. Now you're going to want to tighten this up so the antenna will be locked in. Now that we've got the board in there, we can do the battery. Battery connects right here on this plug. First thing you want to do, as I said before though, make sure that you have the antenna screwed in there. Because you do not want to fry the board. And the positive side is on the left here. If you look through a magnifying glass or something, you can see the positive down here and the negative symbol. So make sure you have those properly set up, which we hopefully do. For the battery manufacturer did not screw up. They're clicked in. You can set on the back here, we'll put a double-sided tape. You can cut it if you want, you don't have to. Pull off both sides. Again, you have the top up here where the antenna is. So we'll probably put the battery upside down-ish. Make sure it seats properly on that double-sided tape so it's not flopping around in there. And you can see we've got that hooked up. It's working. Now we will fit this in, and we may have to loosen the antenna just a little. So you can see we've got it locked down. Go ahead and tighten up the antenna again. You don't have to crank the hell out of it, otherwise it'll break the plastic. Then we can put the little screen here on. Tab off the back. Slide it into the indent where it goes. Grab the other one. There you go. You have an assembled N30. This is the easiest one to hook up. In fact, they all are really easy. All three of them take their same requirement. Now we're going to put together the N32 from Meshnology. This one, instead of coming with an 1100 milliamp hour battery, comes with a 3000 milliamp hour battery, which lasts quite a while. Again, it uses the Heltec V3. $3,000 milliamp hour battery. The doodads for the case. And the case itself. So first things first, as shown before, make sure you hook up the antenna before putting any power to this unit, because you don't want to fry it. Then everything will just go inside this case here. Now we've got what we need. First thing we're going to do is we're going to hook the antenna cable to the board and the antenna to that before putting the battery on, because like I said before, you will fry this if you don't. So you got to line this little connector with this circle on the board itself. Sometimes it goes in real easy, sometimes it does not. There we go. Heard it kind of snap. You can move it. You'll see that it's tight on there. Again, let's go ahead and with this one, before we do that, we'll go ahead and put it in the board, which will require has a set of buttons we have to put in there. And they do this square peg style. You have a round button on the top and square on the bottom. And you can't screw this up. It only fits one way. And the antenna will go through this hole you see right here. So we're going to have to remove everything. It's got a lock washer. Go ahead and slide that through. Looks like it's going to require some coaxing. Once you have it through there, go ahead and get the washers and all on there. Definitely need some needle nose to tighten this down. Once you have it tight enough, make sure you have your screen protector removed. And this will fit in here, and it's got the hole for the USB-C connector. And everything should lay in there perfectly flat. You can see how the hole lines up perfectly. Nope, the buttons fell out though. Now there is small screws that they have that I guess you use to hold the board down. So we will go ahead and tighten one of those down real quick. They've already got the holes pre-drilled in here, or pre-done. And there we have it. Now the board won't come out. I believe you could put a second one up there, but I'm not going to. I don't think it needs it. 3000 milliamp hour battery. Positive is up here on the top, negative on the bottom. And now we'll go ahead and put this, and even I forget, you got to get this antenna on there. And you do not have to crank that antenna down too hard. Okay, while it's starting up, what you do is you take one of these nuts, drop it in this slot here, get a long screw, and then tighten it down. And there's going to be one, you'll have 4 of them. 1 on the top, 2 on the bottom, and 1 on the side. They do give you extra ones in case you drop one. Setting up the N35 is just like the others. Case is a little different. It does come with a 3000 milliamp hour battery, just like the N32. First thing you do, I've already got the cable connected to the board for the antenna. Remember, always connect your antenna first. This one, it has a cutout for the nut to hold the antenna down. Go ahead and stick that in there. Start the nut. And once you've got it started, you can use a pair of pliers. Just be careful that you don't destroy the threads. Sometimes it's easier just to spin the board with the cable just to get it started. And then when you can't go any further, don't try and crank on it. Once you have it started, go ahead and put the antenna on so that we don't fry the board when we hook the battery up. And you're going to have to kind of weasel this around. It needs to go the other way because the buttons go down here. And again, we have square and a round one, so it'll only go in one way. And you're going to kind of have to get this underneath the cable. Make sure that you line up the charging port, the USB-C. Now you see this little hole right here. That is for this tiny screw to hold the board in place. So we'll get that started. Positive side of the battery is in the top here. So make sure you get that going the right way. I've already got the 3000 milliamp hour battery connected to the lid. We've got the battery connected. Go ahead and close the lid down, make sure there's no wires getting pinched. Take one of these square nuts. You sometimes have to fish around the wire. Once you've got the device all put together, there is a version of the firmware uploaded to it, but you may want to upgrade that. Easy way to do that, select your target device, and in this case it is a Heltec. Go to Heltec V3. Check the firmware that you want. I'm going to go for the highest stable beta version. And then click Flash. Come down here, click Continue. I'm going to do a full erase and install. Now this is showing that we are on COM9. Hit connect and it starts running. If you don't do the full erase, the install is much quicker. And it's all completed. Now you can follow some of the instructions on the screen. Go ahead and press OK. Let's get a long press. Now it's asking if you want US or where you're located. We want US. Press and hold. And it'll reboot. You can see in the top right corner we're at 2.7.15. And it's all completely done. Now you just have to hook it up to your phone. Now to get this connected to the phone, go ahead and hit the one that you need. And we're connecting. It's going to give you this code here. Don't worry about it. It changes every time you go through this. So we want 786805. Hit pair. And it's all connected. You can come on over to the settings area. You can see we've got it set for the US. Go down to device. And starting to find different nodes. It's set for client. And we're going to start getting a whole bunch of nodes popping in here. And see what ones are on your list. One of the things I always do is go to this bottom thing. And then I only want to see the ones that are online. To test this, we're going to use the LilyGo T-Deck. There we see we got the test show up there on the bottom left. We'll acknowledge that. And there we got the acknowledge to come back. So we know it works. It's very easy to set up. And this is the same for all of them. The N30, the N33, the N35, all these Heltec V3 boards use the same method. Now if you want to turn this thing into a Meshcore device, first thing you do is go to flasher.meshcore.co.uk. Easiest way to find the item you're looking for. Up here at filter, just type in the name. Once I learn how to spell. And you can see it starts populating with the ones you need, and we need the V3. We're going to use this as companion Bluetooth. Pick the version you want, 1.13.0, and we're going to do erase device because this has got Meshtastic on it already and we want to start fresh. Hit flash. It'll bring up that same window that we used last time, and we are COM9, and it starts going. Once it's done, it will reboot. You can see it's starting to reboot. And it's completed. Now we'll connect this to the phone real quick. I go ahead and hit connect. Pick the item you need. Unfortunately, this does not stay on very long. I do not know why. Put in the number 831764. Once everything's all connected, go up here to this gear. This is going to bring you to your particular settings for this particular device. You can go ahead and change the name if you want. This one is N35. I'm showing my position, which is that Walmart that we showed earlier. Now you do need to change where you're located. In this case, we are the US, USA, Canada. And that automatically updates the frequency that you're going to need. And you can go through all these to change contact settings, your Bluetooth settings, messaging, your position, how you want to be notified, telemetry, some experimental themes, and in this case it's dark. You can either do dark, auto, or light. I prefer dark. They have these extra tools for configuring import, export, purge data, bug reporting, debug logs. You can do a factory reset. You can reboot the whole system. Shows you the storage used. You can view your telemetry. And at the bottom, it shows you your version for the firmware and the firmware date that you put it on, or when it was created. In this case, 15 February 2026. Also shows you the device, which is the Heltec V3. Once all that's done, click the check mark, and it'll go ahead and update everything. Go to the three dots up here, and this will allow you to add contact, add channel, maybe discover somebody out there. You can hunt for them on the internet map. It has your contact code, some tools, and about Meshcore. To help try and locate some repeaters and maybe some other users, go to the three dots in the top right, go to Internet Map, go to the location you need, and you'll see that they start showing up. These are some of the things around me, although none of them are in reach from where I live. I'm hoping to change that and put up a repeater for my area. Meshnology has done a really good job at making these devices easy to get and not expensive at all. They're easy to set up, easy to get going, easy to use, easy to put together. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and don't forget to click on the bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. If you'd like to help support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description area. And while you're here, why don't you check out one of these other videos? And again, thanks for watching.